Good evening, YouTube. Hardball Crazy here. Coming back at you with the video. I'm just get a card that I got in recently. If you watched my last video, you said I said it was inspired by the Mangini collection, so that's what I did. I bought a card that I saw, or at least a set from a set he showcased. Um, you may be familiar with the set because it was inserts of the 2013 Panini Cooperstowns, but I bought an original version of it, and it's much smaller than the inserted sets in the 2013 Panini Cooperstown inserts. The set I'm talking about is 1909-1911 Colgan's Chips. Much smaller, and it's a thinner than a normal cardboard stock. This is of Cubs player Heine Zimmerman, real name Henry Zimmerman. A little backstory on him. He was not the brightest of players, book smart and instinctual wise. He made a lot of bonehead plays in the field, and he didn't hustle as much as he should. He could have been a lot better player if he hustled a little bit more, asserted himself more. Nonetheless, he had some good moments. He was a former Chicago Cub and New York Giant. He broke in with the Cubs as an infielder. Tried to break in with the Cubs during the Tinker's Ever's a Chance era, but never really got a chance until Johnny Evers got hurt at second base. Came in as second base and filled in quite well, but he wasn't the best of fielder, so Johnny Evers got back. He was relegated back to the bench. He didn't become a full-timer with the Chicago Cubs until they got rid of their normal third baseman, became the third baseman of the team. 1912, he won 2 World Series with the Cubs. Then in 1912, he ended up winning a Triple Crown, as you tell by the my title here. Years he didn't win. He wasn't celebrating winning the Triple Crown at the day. Years later, found out that he did through research that he did win the Triple Crown. The dispute was the RBIs, and he ended up winning it or tying with Honus Wagner. So he did end up winning the Triple Crown, winner of 1912. After the 1912 season, where he became a star, he was known as the Great Zim, and a lot of times he introduced himself as the Great Zim. And he got a bit of an ego. And post 1912, he still didn't assert himself very well, and he always was known to blow his money paycheck to paycheck, and didn't really get a pay raise or anything, so he got a little bit disgruntled. And then he moved on to the New York Giants. John McGraw thought he could fix him, which he didn't. He had a couple solid years with the Giants, but later in his Giants career, Giants acquired notorious gambler, game thrower Hal Chase. We all know who Hal Chase is, I assume. And Zimmerman and Hal Chase became buddies. And Zimmerman was known to throw a few games here and there, asked to throw a few games. He wasn't widely known. But prior to that happening, in the 1917 World Series against the White Sox, he was the GOAT of the World Series because during a rundown play, playing third base, he was trying to chase Eddie Collins at home plate, but the pitcher and the catcher did not cover home plate, so Zimmerman was forced to try to run the faster Collins down. He missed it, but the media and the fans, everybody blamed Zimmerman, but McGraw and others knew that it wasn't really Zimmerman's fault, but Zimmerman's reputation pretty much caused the fans and everybody else to blame him also. Then he became more disgruntled and everything, and that's when the Giants acquired Hal Chase, and he got into the gambling and throwing games, and it was kind of known, but wasn't really public knowledge until the 1919 Black Sox scandal came about and the trials. Then Zimmerman, by that time, was released by the Giants, and nobody else pretty much picked him up. He was basically blackballed, but by the in the trials with Kennesaw Mountain Lion. Just banned all the Chicago Black Sox. They banned Heine Zimmerman and Hal Chase too. So he was a Triple Crown winner and a player banned for life. Why did I pick him up? Just I'm doing a little of my own little set registry, hardball set registry at Triple Crown winners. Trying to get as many of the Triple Crown winners of the day during their playing days, and this is the 1912 Triple Crown winner. I got every Triple Crown winner from 1912 to present. I have the playing days card of them, except for Lou Gehrig. I'm not sure if I ever get a Lou Gehrig playing day card, but you never know. And then a night prior to Zimmerman, the last one was Ty Cobb.